Okay, students, today we will start with the functions. So before learning calculus, we should know what are the various functions, because in calculus you are measuring the functional relationship between variables using derivatives. So before that we must know what is a function. So what is a function? A function establishes the quantitative relationship between variables. So through a function we are establishing the quantitative relationship between variables. For example, production is a variable that depends upon the various combinations of factors of production. So if you want to produce more, you will have to add more factors like land, labor, capital, organization, technology, etc. So production is a function of various factors of production. So in economics, many variables can be expressed as a functional relationship. For example, demand determinants. Demand depends upon the various determinants of demand, like the price of related commodities, income of the consumer, taste and preferences of the customer, policies of the government, the demographic features of the population, etc. So we can establish functions in many economic variables. Standard of living is a function of income. Right. So that is a function. So very simple. What is a function? A function is a quantitative relationship between two variables, and one variable is called the dependent variable and the other variable is called as the independent variable. So in mathematically, we express a function as y is equal to a plus bx. So this is the way we are expressing a mathematical function. Y is equal to f of x. We read it as f of x, a function of x, where y is the variable which is dependent upon the other variable x, which is an independent variable. So y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. For example, consumption, y, for example, we say y is the consumption. Consumption depends upon the income of the consumer. So x is the independent variable, that is income. So y, consumption depends upon income. So we know that when income is more, we will consume more. So we can express this relationship with the help of a mathematical function. So very simple, y is equal to f of x is a mathematical function. So now we will have to solve the problems based on functions. For example, we just see this question, f of x, function of x is 4x square minus 3x plus 5. So quadratic equation, right? Because the highest power is 2. So this is a function. So this is the function of x. So f of x is equal to 4x square minus 3x plus 5. And using this function, you will have to find the values of f when x is equal to minus 1, the f when x is equal to 0, and f when x is equal to 1 by 2. So this question is very simple. So the only thing you will have to do is that if you want to know the function of minus 1, substitute the value of minus 1 in this x. If you want to know the value of f(x) when f is equal to the function of this variable when x is equal to 0, you just substitute 0 in instead of x. Likely you can solve this function. Very simple. You just substitute, that is by substituting the values of x as -1. 0 and 1 by 2, we can find the answers. So first one, you are substituting it with the minus 1. So what is the value? 4 into minus 1 square, x square minus 1 square minus 3 into x, 3 into minus 1 plus 5. So 4 into minus 1 square is plus 1, 4 into 1 is 4, 3 into minus 1 is minus 3, minus 3 into minus is equal to plus 3 plus 5. So 5 plus 3, 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Likely, when f is equal to, when x is equal to 0, the function of x is equal to 0 is equal to 4 into 0 square. 0 square is 0. 3 into 0 plus 8. So this, when you multiply any value with 0, the result will also be 0. So 0 minus 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. Similarly, when f is equal to, when the function of this variable, when x is equal to 1 by 2 is equal to 4 into 1 by 2 square minus 3 into 1 by 2 plus 4. So 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4, 3 into 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So 4 by 4, 4 by 4 is equal to 1, then minus 3 by 2 plus 5, then it will be equal to, we take the LCM 2 minus 3 plus 10 divided by 2, so that is equal to 9 by 2. So very simple. If a question is like this, you can easily answer simply by substituting the values given in the question. Now let us discuss what is domain and range of a function. So if you have given a function, for example y is equal to a function of x, then you can define what is the domain and range. Domain indicates the aggregates of values of x variable for which y has a definite value. So for example, x is your independent variable. So what are the possible values that can be assumed by this independent variable x is called its domain, provided that it should derive a definite value for y. When you substitute this value in the function, you must get a value for y. Then we can say that is the range, that is the domain for x, or simply we can say the x values are called domain. The values attributable to the variable x, that is your independent variable, are called the domain of that function. Range indicates all values of y for all values of x. So when you substitute the value of x in the function, you will get the value of y. Then what are the possible values of y for a given value of x? So that is what is known as its range. Simply we can say that all possible values of independent variable x is called a domain, and all possible values of the dependent variable y is called range. Or x values are called domain and y values are called range. So very simple. What is domain? Domain is the aggregate of values of x for which y has a definite value. What is range? Range indicates all values of y or all values of x in the domain. Now let us discuss how to represent a function with the help of graph or graphs. So graphical presentation is possible only when you have two variables. One is the dependent variable and another one is the independent variable. When for a multivariable distribution or a multivariate function, graphical presentation is impossible, because as you know, in a graphical presentation you have only two axes. One is the x-axis and another one is the y-axis. So in the x-axis you will record the independent variable, and in the y-axis you will record the dependent variable. So when you represent the function with the help of a graph paper, you will get either a linear relationship or a non-linear relationship. So if the function is linear, your graph should also be linear. What is a linear function? You know, we learned about linear equations. Linear equations are equations with highest degree or the highest power as 1 attributed for that variable. For example, y is equal to 2x plus 1. It's a linear equation or a linear function. So when you represent a linear function graphically, you will get a straight line. So here, for example, we are taking a function like this. The function is f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. So it is linear. Why it is linear? The power attributed to the variable is 1. X raised to 1 is x. So this is a linear function. And you have also given the domain. This is the domain. What is domain? You know. These are the aggregates of values of x, variable x. So here we are saying that x can assume the value from -2 to +2. Then you will have to represent this function with the help of a graph paper. So you draw the axis. One is your x-axis and another one is your y-axis. Then you prepare a table. So in the table, first of all you will have to give the x values given here. So x. So first one is -2, then -1, then 0, then 1 and 2. Then find the f of x values or y values. F of x values or y values. Y values, how you will have to find out the y values? Substitute the value of x in this equation. For example, when x is equal to -2, 3 into -2 is equal to -6. -6 plus 1 is equal to -5. So when x is equal to -2, y is equal to -5. When x is equal to -2, y is equal to -5. From where you get -5? You substitute this -2 in this function. -2 into 3, -6. -6 plus 1 is equal to -5. So when you depict the same in the graph paper, so when this is the x value, when x is equal to -2, this is y value, y is equal to -5. So you are plotting the point here. So the coordinates of this point are x -2 and y -5. So you can represent it in bracket. This is what is known as a coordinate, right? First one is x coordinate. The x coordinate is -2 and the y coordinate is -5. So this is the first one. Secondly, when the x value is -1, substitute the value of -1 here. 3 into -1, -3. -3 plus 1. -3 plus 1 is equal to -2. So when x is equal to -1, y is equal to -2. So this is the point. When x is equal to -1, y is equal to -2. So the coordinates are -1 and 2. So you get another point here. Then when x is equal to 0, another value within this range is 0. So substitute the 0 here. 3 into 0 becomes 0. Then it is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 0, this is the origin here. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. So that is the point is here. X is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 1, 3 into 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 4. So this is the point. And when x is equal to 2, 3 into 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. Y is equal to 7. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 7. So you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So join these points with a straight line. And this is the line that express the function y is equal to 3x plus 1. So this is the way you are representing a linear function. Very simple. So find the value of f of x when the value of x is in between -2 and +2. Using a table you can do it. X and f of x, plot the points in the graph paper, join the points with a straight line. So you are getting the function. This is a linear relationship. But when the relationship is not linear, you cannot express a linear relationship. For example, here the function is y is equal to f of x square. Y is a function of x square. So here the degree is 2 or the power is 2. So it is a second degree equation or a second degree function. So when you plot the points, you may not get a linear function because this is not linear, this is a quadratic function or a second degree function. And you have given the domain is like earlier -2 to +2. X can assume the value, the independent variable x can assume the value from -2 to +2. So like earlier, first of all you will have to prepare a table. First column is x, second column is y or f of x square. So in the first column you will have to notate the values -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Second column f of x square, you will have to find out the square. -2 square 4, -1 square 1, 0 square 0, 1 square 1, 2 square 4. So you are getting the values of 4, 1, 0, 1. Then record the values in the graph. You will just record the values in the graph. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. When x is equal to -2, y is equal to +4. So this is the coordinate. When x is equal to -1, y is equal to 1. So here this is the second coordinate. When x is equal to 0, y is also equal to 0. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. So you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So join these points with a curve. So this is a curve which is popularly known as, in mathematics it is called as a second degree parabola. This is a second degree parabola. So this is the way that you are representing a non-linear function. Okay, so now you know functions are of two types. If you have only two variables, you can represent the function with the help of a graph paper. And the functions, when you represent the same, you may be getting a linear function or a non-linear function. In a linear function, the result will be a straight line. In a non-linear function, it will be a curve, just like a parabola or any other shape. This is a parabola because it is of second degree. Hope it is very clear. Now, questions may be asked for the examination for finding the function with three conditions. So this is a function with three conditions. So if function of x is 3 plus x, for x with a domain value from -3 to 0. Very simple. When the value of x is greater than -3 but less than 0, the functional relationship is 3 plus x. So if the given value is within this range, -3 but less than 0, or negative values, if the value is negative, okay, then f of x is equal to 3 plus x. But when the domain is from 0 to less than 3 up to 2, so if the value is in between 0 and 2, then you will have to apply the function 3 minus x. F of x is equal to 3 minus x if the domain values for x are in between 0 and 2. Less than 3 means 2. 2 means not approximately 2 up to 3, not 3. Likely, if the domain values are from 3 to 5 or less than 6, then the function is x minus 3. So this is the three conditions for this function. One is f of x is equal to 3 plus x when the x values are in between -3 and 0, and f of x is equal to 3 minus x when x values are in between 0 and 3, and f of x is equal to x minus 3 when x values are in between 3 and 6. So question is, find f of minus 4. So you just look into these three conditions. F of x is f of minus 4. F of minus 4 is not there. Here the function is applied only up to -3 because This minus 4 is not defined in this function. So you will have to say that when x is equal to minus 4, f of x is not defined. In this functional conditions, this value is not explained. So you cannot calculate it. So we can say it does not exist. This function f of minus 4 does not exist. Another question is f of 3. F of 3 exists. So it comes in the last function from 3 to 6, right? So in this case you will have to apply the function x minus 3. So when x is equal to 3, then f of x is equal to x minus 3. So we take this function only, x minus 3, then substitute the value of 3 here. 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So it is clear. For example, if f is equal to 2. So in this question, another question is there. Find f of 2. Then which function you will consider? No doubt, this one, 3 minus x, because the value is in between 0 and 3. So if x value is 2, you take this function. If x value is minus 1, you will take this value. So similar questions may be asked. So depending upon the value of x, you should choose the correct function from here, from the available functions. Then second part of this question is find the domain and range of f of x. Find the domain and range. Domain and range, you know that x values, possible x values are called domain, and the probable y values are called range. So what is the domain? Domain, very simple. It ranges from, this is the lowest value and this is the highest value. So the domain ranges from minus 3 to 6. So that is the domain for f of x is minus 3 to 6. And the range means the values of y. When the values of y depends upon the values of x. For example, when x is equal to minus 3, what is the value of y? 3 plus minus 3, 0. So the lowest limit is 0. So that is 0. Start from 0. And what is the highest value? Highest value is 6. So you are giving 6 here. 6, you are substituting the value of 6 here, then 6 minus 3, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So the range is 0 to 3. The domain is, directly you can get it from minus 3 to 6, and the range is 0 to 3. In 0 to 3 you are substituting the lower limit and upper limit in the respective function. You will get the range of this function. These are the possible x values in between minus 3 to 6. These are the possible y values ranging from 0 to 3. Now let us describe a descriptive question. This is also given in your textbook. So here the question is, a survey shows that there is a linear function between population of a country and a time. Very simple. When you take the population of a country on different time periods, you will get a linear relationship or a linear function. Then in the year 2000, population was 84 crores. So during the year 2000, the value, the population in numbers is 84 crores. 84 crores people are there in 2000 in this country. And in the year 2010, the population was 93 crores. It increased from 84 crores to 93 crores. So you have given two time periods. One is in 2000 and another one is in 2010. In 2000, the population 84 crores, and in 2010, the population was 93 crores. So the question is very clear, and first of all, it is said that there is a linear relationship between population and time. Then you have given two periods, two year. One is 2000 and another one is 2010, and the values of population is also given. So question is, find the linear function between population. This is linear. They said that this is a linear function. So you will have to find out the function between this population, represent the same with the help of a linear function. And second part is, from the obtained linear function, calculate the population of the country during 2020. So you got a function here, you can find out the function here. Using that function, you will have to estimate, you will have to predict what is the population during 2020. Okay. As you know, what is a linear function? A linear function is a function expressed in the form of y is equal to a plus bx. This is the common formula that is used for a linear mathematical function. Y is equal to a plus bx, where y is the dependent variable, x is the independent variable. Then this a and b are constants. A means a indicates the intercept and b indicates the slope of the straight line. A is the intercept and b is the slope of the straight line. Then what is intercept? Intercept is nothing but the value of the dependent variable when the value of the independent variable is 0. Or technically we can say that the value of y when x is equal to 0, that is what is known as intercept. B is the slope. B is the slope of this straight line. So the slope of the straight line is measured in terms of change in the dependent variable to the change in the independent variable. Change in the dependent variable to the change in the independent variable. Okay, so it is very clear. So these two constants are very important. A and B. A is the intercept and B is the constant. A is the value of x, the value of y when x is equal to 0. B is the slope of the straight line which is measured in terms of change in y to change in x. So here in this question, you are considering the population as the dependent variable. Population is taken as the dependent variable and time is taken as the independent variable. So for this purpose, you are considering 2000 as the independent variable which is taken as 0 time variable. So here in the year 2000 we consider x is equal to 0, and for 2010 we are considering x is equal to 10. So here x is equal to 0, here x is equal to 10. Here y is equal to in the year first y1 is equal to 84 and y2 is equal to 93. Okay. Now compute these two constants, first of all a and b. What is a? A means the value of y when x is equal to 0. So here in 2000 we are considering x is equal to 0. Here x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, what is the value of y? 84. So a is equal to 84. Okay. Here a is 84. 84 means the value is the intercept when x is equal to 0. Here we are considering 2000. 2000 is considered as x variable. In 2000 we consider the value of x as 0. So here for the year 2000 there is a comma, x is considered as 0, and for the year 2010 x is equal to 10. So here intercept is 84. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 84. So a is equal to 84. To find the slope b of this linear equation, change in y divided by change in x. Change in the dependent variable divided by change in the independent. What is the change in the dependent variable? 93 minus 84. Population increased from 84% to 93%. So difference 93 minus 84 divided by, then what is the change in y? 10 minus 0. We are considering 2000 as 0, 2010 as 10. So 10 minus 0. So the value is equal to 93 minus 84 is equal to 9, 10 minus 0 is equal to 10, so that is equal to 0.9. So b is equal to 0.9. So what is the linear function? Substitute the value. Y is equal to, a is equal to 84, plus b is equal to 0.9x. So the linear function is y is equal to 84 plus 0.9x. So the first question is answered. Now we move to the second question. So what is the population of the country during 2020? So when in the period of 2000 we consider x is equal to 0, 2010 we consider x is equal to 10, then for 2020 x is equal to 20. Then substitute the value of x in this linear function. Substitute this value of x in this linear function, y is equal to 84 plus 0.9 into this 20 is equal to 84 plus 18, that is equal to 112. So the meaning being that in the year 2020 the population will be 102 crores. So this type of questions may be asked for your examination, a descriptive question. This is the way you are going to answer this question. Hope it is clear. Now move to the last question. So here the question is, a textbook publisher finds that the production cost directly attributable to each book is rupees 20. So when you produce a notebook, a particular book, you need to pay 20 per book. 20 per book. Each book cost rupees 20. You can say this is the variable cost of a single book. And the fixed cost is 10,000. So the total fixed cost is 10. Maybe the machinery or the land, whatever it may be. So this is fixed cost, remain fixed irrespective of the unit produced. And another point is that if the book can be sold for rupees 30, and the salesman, this particular textbook publisher, is selling this book for rupees 30 per book, then you will have to determine the cost function, the revenue function, the break-even point. Here two costs are given, one is the fixed cost and another one is variable cost. So for example, if you are producing x units of a book or product of this book, then the cost function is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Variable cost is found out by variable cost into the quantity produced. We are considering x as the quantity produced. So what is the cost function? F of x is equal to 10,000 is the fixed cost plus 20x, 20 into the quantity produced. So cost function is 10,000 plus 20x. Likely, what is revenue function? He is selling this product at rupees 30. So 30 into x, 30x. So the revenue function is 30x. And another question is break-even. What is break-even point? You know that it is the point where there is no profit, no loss, or otherwise total cost is equal to total revenue. So here you have the total cost function and also revenue function. So cost function should be equal to revenue function. So that is cost function is equal to revenue function. That is cost function 10,000 plus 20x. What is revenue function? 30x. So that is 10,000 plus, you are taking 20 this side, left hand side, 30x minus 20x. So 10,000 is equal to 10x. Therefore x is equal to 1,000. That means at 1,000 level or 1,000 units, the total cost will be equal to total revenue, and that is the break-even point. So this is a homework for you. So you will have to do it. This is given in your textbook also. So you just work out it and learn it. Thank you.